right. Well, Coach, the off season. I'm sure you wanted to get into the conference tournament last year, and what did you learn from that season? Obviously, you started off well and a pretty good season, but what did you take in the off season?
Obviously, I think every coach goes back over the season and plays through every decision and every game over and over in their head. And I think it's not so much what we learn, it's just kind of what we get reiterated to us. We know how fragile every moment is. One mistake can cost you a season. I mean, one opportunity to score a goal, one opportunity to finish the game and shut out a game and win in those moments. And how precious each and every one of those opportunities is, because when you're looking back at the end of the season and you're one game away from being in the playoffs, all of those things come back to haunt you. So it's definitely an opportunity for us to reflect on those things, and then hopefully moving forward, push that kind of mentality into this season, and be a little bit more attentive to those situations, and be a little bit more demanding from each other and from the whole program to take advantage of those moments, so that we're not looking at the wrong side of the conference playoffs for the second year in a row.
As we move forward now to this season, opening up this week, and obviously two teams that are starting the season. I'm sure it's basically not really looking at game video from last year, but just kind of getting out there and playing and kind of see what happens in the first game.
Yeah, we don't know a whole lot about either one of these teams. Concordia Portland was an NAIA team, and they have historically been a very strong NAIA program, and they're moving into Division II now. And UMSL is a team from the East Coast, which we don't know a whole lot about, so I haven't seen too much from either one of these teams. But especially in the early season, the big key for us is always how are we playing and how are we performing anyways. When we get to conference, obviously we're getting more scouting reports and paying attention to what the opponent is doing, but if we don't start out of the gate playing the way we want to play, by the time we get to conference, it's not going to matter too much. So
I'm sure obviously you want to start off with some wins, but at the same time with early goings, are you kind of changing up the roster, the matchups throughout the game?
That's more in the preseason scrimmages. For now, we're trying to get our starting lineup squared away so that we know as we get into the heart of the season who the guys we can rely on and are going to get the jobs done for us. So I'm sure there'll be a few changes here and there to try to see how guys react and deal with the situation of the pressure of a real game. But for the most part, I think we're dialed in with who we want to start and who we want to play. And I think if those things play out the way we expect them to, I think pretty quickly we'll have that stuff all ironed out.